I want to talk about the 7 steps to peace. I realise that many people don't have a handy set of tools that they can use when they've got a big bad dispute or an argument. And these are 7 steps that anybody can use in a relationship, in their family, in their community, even in a wider dispute, even in a national or international dispute. The same steps apply. The first one is to get perspective on the conflict. Because when we're bound up in a conflict, we go round and round the same set of thoughts and making ourselves right and the other person wrong. And we don't manage to step back to see these 2 people or this group of people in conflict. The second step is to talk person to person. So many disputes develop through email, through even media battles, through people sending messages indirectly. And if one can just persuade the other person or the people to come into the same room and sit down and be willing to enter a dialogue. That's probably the most difficult one of all, but one has to be very determined about it and maybe make repeat offers. The third step is to listen. Now, most of us think we're good listeners, but when push comes to shove in a fight, we don't listen. While the other person's talking, we're thinking about what we're going to say. To put them down would be right. And it's amazing what happens when we really do listen. Listen so well that we could repeat back to the person what they've just said. And not only what they've just said, but the feelings behind it. The fourth step is to voice our own feelings in the first person. That is, without laying blame or accusation, because that just riles the other person and gets them to argue. Whereas if you say, I feel really sad when this happens, it gives the other person a chance to have a clue as to what you've been going through. The next step is to see if you can find common ground. What normally happens in a dispute is that A and B both have their positions. They set up their positions, and this is exactly where they're going to stay. The trick is to look at the interests instead of the positions, because nearly everybody can find interests that coincide, even if their positions are miles apart. That's often an extraordinary breakthrough and has been in many of the most successful international negotiations. The second last step is to show respect. Most conflicts are caused by humiliation of one kind or another. People have been exposed in public, made to look ridiculous, and people need to recover from that. And the quickest antidote to humiliation is respect, even a little bit. So if we can find something positive to say to the other person, it's surprising, it's really surprising how a way through can be found then. And the very last step is to support yourself, because doing this work is very demanding. You have to open your heart when it feels like closing. You have to have a lot of self-respect. You have to really be calm and find some grace inside yourself. And so you need support from that. You need a conversation with very good supportive friends. We really need to restore or shore up our energy when we've put out a lot of energy to do this work. And that is the 7 steps.